building, 20,000 people and jobs. And there's a model that we work with by Kinesis, developed for the state government in New South Wales. And all of these technologies here, and they're all achievable now, including light rail, but all kinds of things about the efficiency of the buildings, third pipe, non-potable water supply for irrigation, PVs, hot water systems, best practice appliances, tri-generation, recycled content in the concrete. All of that will produce 36% less car use, 23% less embodied carbon, 55% less energy, 75% less water, and 17% more affordable housing, all for $5,600 a dwelling. So which developer wouldn't do it? No one we've come across. They just love it, because we've shown that if you do it from the start and plan it around this, you can save money and do these new technologies. That's the kind of Alan Jones stuff. We're showing that you can do it from a new development site. Fifth thing is biophilic urbanism. I've just got back from Singapore, and it is pretty dramatic what's going on there, and I'll show you a website. It's on YouTube, the film we made. But I am talking about density and lots of reactions, I'm sure here as well. Where's the nature in that? Well, what is happening is this new approach to bringing nature into the city. This is in Paris. We've got some French filmmakers here who I'm sure would be interested to know this building. This is a Patrick Blanc green wall, and they're happening around the world now. They're beautiful. They're also bringing biodiversity back to the city. Right in the centre of the city. This is Trafalgar Square in London. This is Chicago, where they now have 600 green roofs, and if you want to build a commercial building, you must put a green roof in. Same in Toronto. It's required by the local government. But Singapore is outstripping them all. It's going to be a world leader in this area. Now, we did a cusp film. We did it with Tim Beatley, who's written the book Biophilic Cities. You can see here how the canopy is covering most of the ground. You can't see any roads or anything there now. They're all covered. But they want to cover all the buildings as well. You won't see the city apart from this kind of greenery. So if you look up Singapore Biophilic City and Google it, you'll get our YouTube film. It's 45 minutes, it's getting loads of hits. You can do it, break it up into 6 or 7 bits as well. And it shows how they're doing it in Singapore. The local government requires it in the city centre. So you have to replace the footplate of your building with greenery, either on the roof or balconies or green walls. And most of them are doing more than the footplate that they've taken out. And they have a demonstration area to show how all the different technologies of how to do it. There's lots of different approaches. They're all beautiful. And lots of examples. This one here is an example of a building that they couldn't let it. It had a very poor design. And the guy that came in put a green wall onto this frontage area, and they've now got Google and Facebook in there, and the value of the property went up enormously. Because it's really cool to be part of this. Cool in all senses. But this is an absolute masterpiece. If you're going to Singapore, just stop off and have a look at KTP Hospital. A new hospital, completely built around biophilic principles. The greenery is built into every part of the building on the basis that it will be better for healing. Now, this is a school coming to visit. They have 20 schools a day on average coming to visit their hospital. How many schools visit hospitals here? I mean, they have young people doing their internet-based work who just come there to sit and enjoy the space. They've got a community food garden on the roof, managed by a local community group. They produce a lot of food there, which goes back into the canteen and is sold to help make this functional. And very high levels of biodiversity. They measure it. They measure the return of the bird life, of the butterflies, the fish life in the water areas they've created. And what they find is that the healing rates are distinctly better in this hospital. Blood pressure goes down, the heart rate slows, people are put at ease. Now there's the psychology of that, the biology of it is not really understood. Tim Beatley's got a research grant to look at what is our daily dose of nature and how important it is to build nature into every bit of the city, especially the high-rise city. And Singapore's a high-rise city, and it wants to lead the world in this new element of the green economy. So we do need it. I mean, you see the real estate ads in Singapore now. They advertise how it looks in terms of how much green roof and green wall they've got and how close it is to the MRT. They're the two things people are looking for. As well as the price, of course, but that's the key factors that are determining where people live. There's lots of other examples of small developments like the greenhouse, which is in each capital city, and lots of cheap versions like this Sky Garden. You do have the climate for it. We're going to try and do this in Perth, but you can grow things here a lot easier than we can. And walking around you can see that. So the opportunity's there. It's just a question of how you introduce that and what kind of innovation you need to make it work here. The other thing about this design is it needs to be walkable. Boulder is a small town in the US which has now become the most popular city, most desired city to live in. And it's based around their sustainability goals. They took 30% of the transport budget because they want 30% of sustainability, of sustainable transport modes, and dramatically changed things in that city. It is a walkable, bikeable city and very popular because of it. You do have elements of it, and it's clearly there, the potential is there because you can walk in this city area and it's dense enough to enable that. And you do have some good bicycle facilities and bicycle paths. One of the links back to public transport is that if you build a light rail system, you will save a lot of space. A bus lane carries about 8,000 compared to a freeway, and a light rail can carry significantly more people. So it's not hard to see why, if you can get that many people out of cars and into 3 buses or 1 light rail, that you save a lot of space. And that space can be so much more attractive in a city as a walkable, cyclable area. Engage, engage, engage. This is in Christchurch. I've been there to try and help in the recovery, and this technology was developed so that you could go to any site and point your iPad or iPhone and it will show you what was there and what is planned to go on that site. It's augmented reality, so you walk around the site and it will change, and you can look at that development from any angle. Very simple. I mean, we're going to get more and more use of handheld devices in these kind of processes, and we're working with them now on how we can use this in redevelopment projects across Australia. The other way is the importance of engaging communities, not just sitting around talking on using butcher's paper, but actually entering it in so that at this 21st century dialogue software enables you to collect all of the information together, process it, and have a report written by the end of the exercise, the engagement exercise. So there's a group consensus that everyone signs off and says that's the document by the end of the event. Final 2 things: switching to natural gas in heavy vehicles. CNG buses have shown that you can easily convert anything with diesel. And really, we've got the gas in Australia, and the chance is there to put this into our developing areas like the Pilbara. It is usually available. You can convert biomass to natural gas in future. So basically it means you don't need the hydrogen economy. These systems are now all converted to run on CNG. We have a project to try and make the Pilbara diesel free. Massive amounts of diesel used in those mining areas. Similar things could happen here. And finally, remote sustainability. What do you do in these communities? How do you help close the gap in a way that can be part of this new economy? You clearly need to do it, and there's not a great history to show how, but one of the things that we're highlighting in Infrastructure Australia, and we've been working with people in the top end to try and create the opportunity for building Indigenous roads to these settlements that will enable them to manage them in future, to be trained in the processes that would enable a future in those communities where they have the skills and the money to maintain it. And of course, Indigenous tourism is clearly going to be on the agenda for some time. And taking some of those iconic places and making them special and bringing them back into our towns and using that sense of place is an important part of remote sustainability. So it is about setting a vision. These are all visionary things. They are happening. They are things that we need to build on, and community visions are what drive the politics of the future. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Peter. That was very inspiring. Now we have some time for some questions, and Peter's happy to take some questions. So if you'd like to ask Peter a question, could you shoot up your hand and stand up?